It's advantage Arsenal as they beat Napoli at the Emirates and Chelsea score a late goal to go through. This is your Europa League review. So, it's advantage Arsenal. Boy, what a performance from Arsenal. And a performance I'm not surprised about. Now, you lot that watch the pod would know that I've been talking about Arsenal playing Napoli for a long time, since Napoli dropped at the Europa League. And I said Arsenal can beat Napoli. Like, I don't fear them. And having watched them in Champions League, I didn't fear them again. Now, listen, the job's not done. Don't get me wrong. But a very, very good performance from Arsenal. And just carrying on the excellent home form that has been all season. In terms of the team, obviously, Emery went with the 3-4-1-2, you could say, formation that worked quite well in recent weeks. Played the same way against Manchester United not too long ago, and start Aubameyang and Lacazette for the first time in a couple of games. We kind of knew this had to be it. They both had to play today. It wasn't a question of should one start, should one not, who's going to be it, is it Orbs, is it Laka? Every single person I spoke to was like, they both need to play today because this is it. It's time to go all out. We're at home against Napoli, a brilliant side. We need to play them both and play our strongest side. And we did that. Emery, very brilliant, strong team selection. Torreira back from suspension from his Premier League duties as well in the middle of the park, and was just brilliant. The whole squad was just brilliant today, coming out. In terms of the actual game, first half was all Arsenal. First half, Arsenal dominated the squad, the game really. Aaron Ramsey was brilliant in that as well, in doing that, in going forward for Arsenal. Aubameyang had a couple of good chances in that first half as well. So it was the first half that Arsenal dominated, really. And it was a good link-up play for the first goal as well. There was an argument, question marks about potential foul from Lacazette, but good interplay in the end anyway between him, Ozil, Ramsey, and then Maitland-Niles got into the box and just teed up Ramsey for a lovely finish in the bottom corner. Good Arsenal move, good Arsenal flowing move, really. Good game, good win in that aspect, and he did really, really well. The way that they pressed Napoli for that goal as well, just like getting onto them, not letting them get a foot in, just going straight for the kill, which is what I love. Even just before that, Aaron Ramsey had a good shot blocked by Koulibaly as well. So already Arsenal were going on the front foot and took the lead early, which is what they needed in this kind of game, really, to get the first goal, get it out of the way, and then you can push on for more. And the pressing showed again with Torreira. Brilliant. Just castled. It was about 2 or 3 men. Aubameyang, I think, Ozil and Torreira were just hassling them. And then Torreira grabbed the ball off Ruiz, I think it was, and he just ran at them. He just ran at the Napoli defence, who were backing off. Lovely chopping onto his onto his left foot, and he hit a shot which was actually going wide, I think. Lucas Torreira hit the shot. For me, it was going wide, but deflected off the knee of Koulibaly and wrong-footed Meret, and 2-0 Arsenal. And at that point, you're thinking, okay, Arsenal really want this. Like they're showing that, not that how good they are in terms of the football, but they're getting the goals on the score sheet now as well. And at 2-0, already you're starting to think, boy, Napoli really need to step up the game because they need something to take back to Naples. It's not going to be an easy game for them going back, so they need something. And it just didn't come. But for both sides, really. Lacazette had a good chance, actually, that Aubameyang played him in, and he had like an air shot, swung it and missed it. And that was a big chance for Laka to really put Arsenal ahead, but he missed his shot. And then, Napoli had their chances as well. Insigne, good effort, just putting it over the bar. That was probably one of their biggest chances in that first half. If anything, the only chance in that first half. Ball pulled back across, and he pulled it over the bar. And, it was big chance for Napoli to try and take something there. He missed it. And in the second half, I think Arsenal started well again. Like they Ramsey had that first shot that was saved from the goalkeeper, pushed over the bar. Monreal had a header pushed over, which went over the bar, and Maitland-Niles had a good shot when he drove it low into the ground with Merritt tipping it over the bar. Like Arsenal had a few chances, but Napoli were definitely came out looking like they were trying to create, although not much was created in that. Like they had a couple of half chances where Arsenal looked quite vulnerable at the back. At certain times they got in on the left and the right behind Monreal and Maitland-Niles on either side. I know Monreal was playing centre-back, but they got in behind where he was, maybe because Kolasinac was pushed up a bit. And they found themselves in a lot of spaces, but didn't really create the opportunities. Apart from, of course, the biggest chance of the game for Zielinski. I thought it was going to be the away goal that Arsenal would have rue so badly, because Insigne got in behind, played a great ball across, and it just needed to happen. He went with his right foot, and he probably should have gone with his left foot. If he did, that would have been lights out. And 2-1, and Napoli back in the game. But then after that, Arsenal didn't let that get to them, because they had a great chance themselves. Aaron Ramsey again. Oh, this was brilliant play from Arsenal again. Mkhitaryan got in, patient, got past his man, dragged it back, and Aaron Ramsey, you're thinking, just pull it in the back of the net, 3-0, and you're almost there. You're almost there into the semi-final, but he blazed it over the bar. So could Arsenal be ruining that miss? We've got to wait and see next week in Naples. But listen, I said 3-1 before the game and in the podcast this week, and it's 2-0, even better. No away goal conceded. For me, Arsenal need to go to Naples and get a goal. Like, if Arsenal score in Napoli, it's game over. But the problem is Arsenal away form has been dreadful this season. It's actually been dreadful, both in Europe and in the Premier League. So I feel like we probably will concede, but we need to score. Like, we need to score a goal. And I don't think we can go and sit there and try and hope we get one on the counter. I think we need to go with the same impetus that we showed today. But of course, with the home crowd behind them, it's going to be very, very difficult. But Napoli will be having to come out to try and score as well. Maybe we can catch them again at the back, because to be fair, defensively they were very open today, Napoli, and I'm very surprised that they were. I've known them to be quite a defensively strong team with Koulibaly. Some are saying one of the best centre backs in the world. There's talks of him today linking him with Manchester United, but today he didn't look that great. It looked like he could be got at, and so overall, very, very, very good performance from Arsenal. My man of the match was probably Torreira. I thought Torreira was brilliant today. It'll be between Torreira and Ramsey, because Ramsey had about 3 chances to score a goal, and he obviously got the goals himself. But Torreira showed what we missed in the past couple of games. At Everton, when we played El Neni and Guendouzi, we needed Torreira to break up the play. We needed it badly, and today he did that magnificent. He was in there, breaking up play, winning the ball back, and pushing the team forward. And the goal that he scored today, forget that it was a break up the play. We needed it badly, and today he did that magnificent. He was in there, breaking up play, winning the ball back, and pushing the team forward. And the goal that he scored today, forget that it was a deflected goal and it wasn't going in. It was all about the high press, the dedication to try and win that ball back for Arsenal. Even though we were 1-0 up, we could have just sat back on our morals. But he was high up the other end of the pitch, taking a man on, grabbed the ball, and he didn't look like he wanted to pass it once. Like Aubameyang made the run, which you could have sent him through, but he didn't look like he wanted to. He looked like he wanted to go and score the goal. Had some sort of personal celebration with a t-shirt as well. So it's obviously meant something to him to score that goal today. But it just showed that he wanted it more, and he was hungry all game. Of course, he's probably the most fit out of all the players, having had a 3-game rest in the Premier League. So he probably had the legs to do it for 90 minutes. But he did show it. But shout out to Aaron Ramsey, because he was brilliant as well. Could have given it to either or. He had, like I said, 3 chances. And maybe I'm giving it to Torreira because Ramsey should have been scoring, especially that last chance. He should have scored it, really and truly. It was a bad miss. But a good first goal nonetheless. So we go into the second leg with a big chance to go through. It's definitely advantage Arsenal, but the game is nowhere near over yet. Napoli are a very good side. I said I don't fear them, and I stand by that. I don't fear them, but they're a good side. There's no doubt about that. They got quality. Insigne, for me, is one of the best wingers in world football. I love the way that he plays. He's very, very dangerous on the ball today, and he could have gotten a couple of times, and they could have got a goal. So yeah, we'll see what happens next week. The Chelsea game, obviously, I was watching the Arsenal game, so didn't see much of what happened at Stamford Bridge. But from what I'm hearing, it weren't a great game from Chelsea's point of view. To be fair, they didn't really play with any sort of impetus, and you could tell from the starting lineup. Quite strange, actually. I thought he would have gone for it a little bit more. I know they're playing Liverpool on Sunday, so probably one eye on that game. But, you got to win your games in front of you. And, of course, they did do it just. But, he started with Willian, Pedro and Giroud. No Hazard, no Hudson-Odoi, and no Higuain. So, he changed the team. Obviously, his second string, no Kante as well. And David Luiz was on the bench. So, he went with a side that could get the job done. But listen, you're in the quarterfinals of a European competition. Slavia Praha, they knocked out Sevilla. So they're a good side, and they know that they're a good side. And so I feel like it was a little bit of a disrespect. And I think if the score ended 0-0, Chelsea fans would have looked at that and said, they played the wrong team. You need to go out to win the game. As it was, they did get a late goal. In terms of the actual gameplay, Willian, brilliant for Chelsea. Probably the only sort of shining light in a poor, I wouldn't say poor, it was a mediocre display from what I've seen of it from Chelsea. William hit the bar in the first half, and they had a couple of half chances, one that went wide as well. Slavia Prague didn't create much, and I think that was it in the first half, which probably let Chelsea off the hook a bit. No team really went for it as much in the first half. But I feel like in the second half, Chelsea came up for it a bit more. Giroud had a good chance to score. Willian had another shot that went wide. But then Slavia Prague kind of came back into it. Kepa had to make a couple of saves. So it was a bit of like to and fro and who was going to get that goal. And then it was that man Willian really just creating something out of nothing, putting the ball in the right area for Alonso to come in at the back, as he's done so often in his time at Chelsea. And a man who's been very, very heavily criticised, actually, Marcos Alonso, by even some of the guys at Neeks Sports. Not saying any names, but a lot of Chelsea fans don't like him. A lot of Chelsea fans want him out of the club, which I think is a bit harsh. I think, listen, Marcos Alonso is a wing-back. In Conte's team, he played left wing-back and he was brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant because he didn't have the job to come back and defend. Whereas in Chelsea, this season, he's playing in a 4. And clearly his defensive vulnerabilities show. That's evidence to see. But going forward, you can't really floor him. He's brilliant. He always has a chance in the game if he's playing. And like today, it wouldn't be something you would see Emerson doing, getting in the box, trying to sniff out any opportunity that comes in. With 5 minutes to go, Chelsea needed this goal. They needed an away goal today in the Europa League. So it was a good goal for Chelsea to score. Obviously, they go back to Stamford Bridge now with that one away goal, and that should really see them through. I don't see Slavia Prague really scoring in Chelsea. So, that should see Chelsea through. I must say before I move on to the other fixtures that there was a bit of trouble earlier on today as well with Chelsea fans. Racial singing regarding Mo Salah in a pub today. Those fans apparently were rejected from the stadium that didn't enter the game. Chelsea needs to cut this out. Chelsea need to cut this out because this is not on. We don't want to see this in the Premier League. We don't want to see it in Europe. These men should be banned. I don't want to see them back in another stadium again. If you can't control your behaviour on the pitch or off the pitch, then you don't deserve to be in a stadium. And I'm glad that Chelsea did let them into the game today, if that's the case. I completely condemn it. It's terrible, and they need to cut out this stupid behaviour. I know Chelsea Liverpool had their massive rivalry, but they go too far, and they need to settle down a bit. So, yeah, that's my part on that. Don't think no man should be seeing football again, and something needs to happen. Maybe Chelsea, we can get rid of them. They need to start getting rid of them and getting rid of those people that at the club, really. So hope UEFA calm down hard on them for that. And in terms of the other games, as I said, Benfica won 4-2. Good result for them in terms of the four. Felix Sequeira scored a hat-trick and Alves Diaz scored the other goal. They did concede 2 against Frankfurt, though, so Frankfurt do have 2 away goals to go back to Germany with. So a 2-0 win for them in Frankfurt would see them through. So not all done and dusted, but with the quality that Benfica have, I expect them to be in the semi-finals of the Europa League. And then the other game was actually quite tight game. I was kind of watching this game because Arsenal's next opponent, should they make it through in the Europa League, would be this game, Villarreal versus Valencia, the 2 Spanish sides. And it was basically quite an even game, really. Guedes opened the scoring for Valencia, and then that man Santi equalised from the penalty spot. Santi Cazorla, former Arsenal player, of course. And then 2 late away goals, even though it's in Spain. 2 late away goals from Valencia, one from Guedes and the other one from Was. Very, very late on in the game. Should then see Valencia through now, really, on the away goals. Villarreal will need 3 goals to go through. It'd be tough. It's a tough ask. It's possible, but Villarreal haven't been great in La Liga this year anyway. So Valencia themselves haven't been great, but they should go through on that one. So that could be a Valencia Arsenal semi-final, but it's not done and dusted at all. There's a long, long way to go in this Europa League, and it's all going to be about who wants to take it, really. It's I know the Chelsea game's a bit open, but really and truly at Stamford Bridge, they should see that out. So, listen, it's going to be tough. Make sure you check out all of our videos. Videos come out yesterday about the Champions League, so make sure you check that out. A couple of other podcast videos should be out today, so check that out, man. And we'll see you soon.